The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf.
We're getting 3-4 leads a day, and they're good quality leads. And you always think, like, is this too good to be true? Like, I've been in tech sales for ages. Um, I've kind of gone in head first, and the data's true.
Welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Evan Gappelberg, the CEO of Nextech3D.ai. And Evan, good to see you.
Great to see you, Steve.
And also joining us is your brand new global head of sales, James McGinnis. And James, it's nice to meet you. How are you?
Pleasure to meet you guys as well. And I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Good to have you in the interview. We'll talk to you in just a second, James, but maybe a good opportunity here, Evan, to sort of talk a little bit about the decision to bring James on board.
Sure. So, as our investors know, we've really built this end-to-end solution, this one-stop shop for the events industry between EventDex and MapD. And, we have over 500 customers today, soon to be 1,000 with the acquisition of Crafty Labs, which is happening first week in January. And so with all of that, it was really necessary for us to bring in a seasoned veteran like James, who can really put some structure to our sales process, really help with the enterprise sales that we're now starting to see more and more of. And it's really just a massive undertaking to, speak to our existing clients, upsell, cross-sell, speak to new clients, and really take full advantage of this opportunity. And James is really the perfect guy since he's done this already at small companies. So, we're really happy to have him. And he's bringing, it's not just him, it's also his network and his teams, right? So he's hiring seasoned sales guys that he's already worked with before, people that he's already trained. And that's kind of like, for us, from our perspective, the best case scenario is to have someone come in and be able to tap their network and bring experienced, trained salespeople that can actually close the deals that we're seeing come in. And we're seeing a massive amount of deals, Steve. And so, having a sales leader and having a sales force is a necessity.
Yeah. James, maybe give me a bit of your background. Tell me a bit about what you did before Nextech.
Yeah. So the English accent is real, but I now live in America. I fell into tech startups about 21 years ago. Didn't know where my career was going. My first company was a company called GeoTrust, where I was selling cybersecurity back in the early 2000s, and that company got acquired, and that became my background to join smaller organizations and see them grow. So, I was at SPSS for a while that got acquired by IBM, and then moved to America, did a couple of startups. I was one of the first 30 people in America to sell LinkedIn Sales Solutions. So I was
Never
part of
heard of
the
those
founding team.
guys, James.
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
I thought you might have heard of those two. And then another big one was I did Wirecharts, which was a company that when I started was an investment tool, kind of going up against Bloomberg and the rest. And when I started there, we were just over 1 million in sales, and when I left them, they were over 20 million in sales, got acquired. So I'm kind of a magnet to chaos and a magnet to startups and seeing them grow. And this just seemed a perfect opportunity for me to not say no to.
Yeah, tell me a bit about what led you towards Nextech. Obviously, you talked about wanting to see it grow, but what was it? The technology they have, the tech stack? What exactly it was?
Yeah, I think I haven't just kind of alluded to it, but they have all the perfect ingredients to do something special here. So if you look at the event industry, it's growing. I think it was about 1.3 trillion this year. I think it's going to grow in the next few years to 3 trillion. COVID obviously had a massive impact, and I've been a fan of it, seeing it grow. When you look at Nextech, we really have the solutions from start to finish. So there's very few companies out there that can say that they can partner with an event company from the moment they start planning to the end of it in the data capture. So that to me just really jumped out at me and appealed. And then the people here as well, they pride themselves on the support. And when I went under the hood per se and started talking to existing customers, the first thing they notice is, Nextech has 95% retention on existing customers because they love working with Nextech. So when you have the people, when you have the product, and when you have a growing industry, it was very hard to say no to. I did try, but Evan wouldn't let me.
Yeah, exactly. I know you've been in the company a couple of weeks now, but you've been super busy. From what I understand, it's been a lot of calls, a lot of leads sort of coming in. And are you seeing the sort of the traction that you anticipated?
Yeah, so what was interesting is before I took the role, Evan and the team were talking about, like we're getting 3-4 leads a day, and they're good quality leads. And you always think like, is this too good to be true? Like, I've been in tech sales for ages. I've kind of gone in head first, and the data's true. It's not only are we getting 3-4 leads coming in every single day, and this is credit to the marketing team and everyone else, but the leads are good quality leads. So for example, like, I had a call last week with an event that does 30,000 people, over 100 exhibitors. I've got a follow-up call with them today, and I think we could get them on board pretty quickly. So like the fact that we're getting not just leads coming in every day, but 3-4 good quality leads. And I talk to salespeople every day, and like they're saying to me, you only get I only get 1 lead a week. So like the 3 or 4 a day in good quality is pretty rare. I have to be honest.
Yeah. Evan, obviously you're looking for this to really take some steam into 2026. And it sounds like at least the start of it is off to a good start.
It is. I mean, we've been at this actually for a long time, like MapD, right? We've owned that business going back to 2020. We just acquired EventDex, just like 60 days ago. We've integrated that into our offering. We've just hired James. We're about to close on Crafty Labs, which again is another opportunity for us to sell to the Googles, to the Metas, to the Netflix, to the Dropboxes, to the Ciscos. That's the customer list that we're going to be talking about in 2026. That's what we're acquiring. And so James is going to be, talking to Google and offering our end-to-end one-stop shop solution so that they're not just buying one solution from us for their events, they're buying all of our solutions. And I just want to underline, Steve, that we're a technology company. AI is really the heart and soul of this company, and we're building AI technology. We already have AI matchmaking. We're about to launch blockchain ticketing in 2026 with some new customers. And then, there's more AI driven technology that we're going to be launching. It's really like an AI event operating system, which just makes James's job easier. My job is to make James's job easier so that, when he gets on a sales call with his sales team, the customer just says, wow, okay, yeah, how much is that? Right.
Yeah, makes sense. I get what you're saying. Well, gentlemen, thanks so much. Good luck with everything. James, good to meet you as well. And we look forward to a conversation in the future. Okay.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. As always, Evan, thank you. Good job.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks, James.
Evan Galtberg, the CEO, and James McGinnis, the new head of sales for Nextech3D.ai.
The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf. It is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Viewers should conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. The views expressed are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Proactive Group Holdings, trading as Proactive Investors or its affiliates. No responsibility is accepted for any loss arising from reliance on the information presented.